Okay, I'm back. Um, wow, so maybe, whatever, everything just like, over here just turned off and I couldn't, then when it turned back on, I couldn't, my computer, I guess, was like on sleep mode, and usually you can just hold it down and it comes back on, or you can hold it down and then it'll shut off. I held it down and it wouldn't do anything, so I had to flip the switch and everything. And then the breaker, every time you flip the switch, the breaker flips, so you have to go flip it back up and turn everything back on. Okay, so, okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was a little creepy that happened as soon as I was speaking about this dream. But it is probably the weather. So scientifically speaking, there's logic behind that. There's wind, and like I said, we live in a mountain. So logic. Okay, you guys are probably like, this bitch is crazy. She thinks she's crazy. Yeah, I do. Okay, anyways, so, like I said, I was, again, in a dream, and I'm, basically fighting to wake up because I realized that I didn't wake up like I thought I did, and, then, something begins to happen, and I felt very afraid, and, to be honest, when I have nightmares or bad dreams now, I don't get afraid in them. I've had dreams where, which I haven't talked about, maybe I should, recently, where, basically I was in, not my house, a house I've never lived in, but my family was there, and it was, I guess, the house itself, in my dream, some dream I'm talking about, was possessed by something evil, and then somebody in the house who was, I guess, my friend, who I actually never met, and it was a female, and she said it was the demon saying, leave it alone, leave this alone, get out, blah, blah. And, but even when that happened, when I woke up, I wasn't afraid, and I wasn't afraid in the dream because I know that that's, whether or not you believe in demons or angels or whatever, if you do believe in demons, you know that they feed off of fear. So you know not to be afraid. Back to the dream I had last night. Sorry, I'm so scatterbrained. I'm like, I'm gonna wake up now, And I remember having this voice, if you will, oh, are you? And I keep trying to speak, and my teeth began to chatter, and as if I was cold, but or scared, like that. And that was actually what woke me up. I really woke up, physically woke up, and my teeth were chattering. And I just remember, you know, the room was pitch black, of course. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I look around and I'm like, holy shit, am I actually awake now? Because I thought I was awake to begin with. From that time till 6 in the morning, I couldn't fall back asleep, and when I finally did, I had like this awesome dream that had like Ryan Gosling in it. And there was like a movie that I was acting in, and it was actually a really funny, humorous dream. And then at the end, I was helping Thor save the world. But yeah, anyway, so I wanted to tell you guys about that because, like I had, so I hadn't really, my dreams have just been normal, you know, visiting people, and in my, you know, dreams, people from my past and stuff, or being in a movie, being in a TV show, so on. And, but that dream last night significantly scared me for a moment because I really felt that something negative was around me. And of course, when I realized that I was awake, finally I started praying for my spirit guides and my highest self, and to protect me and to reinforce my emotional shield, my spiritual shield, so that no negative entities or malevolent forces could get back into my mind and be in my room. And so that was just a little something I experienced last night, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm not really scared anymore of it. You know, I guess I would lie and say, I would be lying if I said I'm completely not afraid of these kind of things, but since I experienced them so much when I was younger and I did experience that fear, I can acknowledge when I'm experiencing it or when I'm feeling the fear, and usually can take some control over it. But on that note, since I told you guys about this new friend that I met, and she was telling me her situation, and I always want to help people. And I don't claim to be, like I said, I don't claim to be a demonologist or an angel, knower of everything, or spiritual guru. I like to study shamanism, but I'm not a shaman. I'm not on that level, and I just like to study these things and better myself personally. And when people come to me and ask, I'd like to help them. And I believe that we were created, and I believe that there is a heaven and there probably is a hell, but I believe it's not one certain place. So I believe, when you die, probably go to a place where in your life maybe a collective unconscious or conscious, I'm not really sure what the phrase would be, but just a collective idea in your head of what would be peaceful for you. And I imagine that if you led your life negatively and you were a bad person, a murderer, or things like that, I think there's probably only a few things that you could live your life that you're when you die, it would be not so much of a pleasant place for you, and that would be considered your hell. But I'm not religious. I believe in multiple things from multiple different religions, however, because I think that people before us had some kind of knowledge of what was going on, and I believe that we should learn from them. And I do believe that a lot of what the book of Revelation says, I believe it's metaphorical, because obviously there's certain things about the way the Bible was written, or maybe that just logically could not be. And sorry, you do have to apply some logic when you're considering what is going to happen to our earth and what has happened. And sometimes there's no logic, and I will be the first to tell you that sometimes there's no logic, but a lot of the time there are scientific explanations and psychological explanations, so on and so forth. So, no, and I might get some people telling me that I need to go to a church, I need to find Jesus. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I know Jesus Christ, and I believe in who he was, and I believe in what he could do, and so I believe you can be spiritual on a very personal level, and some people, that's the only level that they can be, is spiritual on a personal level, and I feel that I'm that kind of person. Churches make me feel awkward. I often disagree with how things are taught in the churches, even non-denominational churches, and if you usually from my experience, if you speak up against them, they start to consider you an outcast. So, you know, until the day that I find a group of people that, you know, you don't necessarily have to believe exactly what I believe, but I don't believe any kind of creator would ever try, any creator of pure light or pure love would ever try to harm his or her children. And we're human, we're flawed, so your argument might be, well, there are parents who try to harm their children. Well, we're human, we're flawed. We're not of pure light. You know, we have temptations and needs and stuff like that. So I don't, you know, getting off on a tangent here. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys and just kind of keep you updated on what, you hear my cat? He's down there talking. Keep you guys updated on, I guess, what's going on with me. So if you have any ideas or whatever, I think it probably has a lot to do with watching Star Wars and talking about sleep paralysis and talking about demons and ghosts and things like that. Those things interest me, you know, but I know to have, you know, a spiritual shield block to not have my chakras open at all time, because then you can invite whoever wants to come in and you know, I know these things. So but if you have any ideas or you just want to talk about it, comment or make a response video and I'll watch it. And thanks for watching. Love you guys. Ciao.